Well, I'm back in Curtis. Nice little drive down the 401 through some snow. Got here nicely. We actually beat the snow. We left really early in the morning to beat the snow. So fantastic. Watched the darts. Only 5 matchups. Went 3 for 5. Here's my analysis and my predictions for tomorrow. All right, the 3 for 5 performance kept every day over 500, although barely today. But let's go through the games. First game up, Ross Smith, Dirk Van Dijvenbode. When I left my parents' house, it was 2-0 Ross Smith. And I thought, oh, geez, probably got this one. I heard he went up 3-0. Didn't watch a lot of this game. Caught a little bit on backtrack. It didn't look like after 3. It looked like Ross Smith was out. Beat 10-2 on the 180s. Yeah, again, I called it a toss-up. You know, Ross Smith's got to really take a look at this. This is a couple games where he got up big and then kind of let it go. And then he came back in the previous round against Bunting, but didn't have it against Dirk Van Dijvenbode. It sets up another yell fest for Gerwyn Price in the round of 16. The next game up, Michael Smith, Willie O'Connor. Again, Michael Smith, played... First set looked terrible. Willie O'Connor took it, and there was darts, 2 darts. Willie O'Connor had to make it 2-0. And I would suggest Willie O'Connor hits those darts. We're talking about a different contest here. Smith survived it, played well, took 3 sets, and then he got up 2 legs and lost the fifth set. And you're going, oh no. But Michael Smith gets across the line, 4-2, which we'll talk about later. Sets up a fantastic matchup in the round of 16. One that I'm grabbing the peanuts, the chips, whatever I got to grab. A couple beers, watch that game. It's going to be a beauty. And then the last game, Ray Smith was just consistent, and Florian Hempel was not at the races. I think Raymond Smith's going to be a bit of a challenge. If I'm Max Hopp, I'm shaking in my boots right now because Ray Smith is very, very consistent. Doesn't overreact, doesn't give her large. Just plays good darts, a 94 average. That's good darts. And he's played it 3 straight games. What's to suggest he's not going to play it in the 4th game, and he's going to get either Mervyn King or Steve Lennon. I think if he gets one of them, he wins. We'll talk about my predictions for tomorrow, but I think he's got a good chance of going to the quarterfinals, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And imagine that, Max Hopp loses his tour card. Max Hopp loses his tour card. Craziness. And then, of course, the afternoon match. First off, Vincent Van der Voort couldn't play because of COVID, so that's terrible. I don't think we're done, unfortunately. I think, obviously we know who he hangs out with. His best friend is Michael Van Gerwen, and I think it would just be a shame. Just a shame. Now, I picked Wade to beat Van der Voort, and I think he would have won, but you got to look at the rest of it. Is that compromised Dirk Van Dijvenbode? Is that compromised Michael Van Gerwen? There's another person from the Netherlands, Danny Noppert? Is that... you don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. Because you can even imagine if Michael Van Gerwen leaves the tournament for COVID, and now we're Peter Wright or Gerwyn Price or someone win it, and you're just going to hear, well, that's a tainted world championship, right? You hope not. I'm hoping for the best. I just don't see how Vincent Van der Voort getting COVID is not going to affect any of the other players that hung out with him on December 25th. That's 2 days ago. I'm not liking it. Hoping for the best, but I'm certainly not hopeful of what the situation is going to bring. And again, what does that do? Does it taint the World Championships? It would. If a Michael Van Gerwen or even Dirk Van Dijvenbode or Gerwyn Price gets a bye, you're just going to hear it. You're going to hear it if they win the tournament. You just don't want to hear it. But anyways, it is what it is. So James Wade through to the next round. Next matchup was a good game. It was full of testosterone. I wasn't shocked by that. Gerwyn Price, who didn't play as well as expected, but took it a lot of big finishes against Kim Huybrechts, who should have had him. I'm going to be honest with you, Kim Huybrechts should have had him. He had plenty of opportunities to have him, and every time he had an opportunity to have him, break his throw, put the pressure on, 3 darts in hand at a double, he missed every single time. This could have easily been Kim Heibrick's game. So Price survives. Most of the time, you go back through World Darts champions, they survive something. Whether it's Rob Cross surviving match darts, whether it's Peter Wright surviving match darts in the first round, whether, Michael Van Gerwen gets a scare with Raymond Van Barneveld, they typically, you survive it, it's good for you. So we have this in there, and he got by 4-3. I like him to get into the quarterfinals, and then I think it's going to be just a tasty matchup in the quarterfinals. And the last matchup, as I called it, Johnny Clayton showed up, 140'd Gabriel Clemens to death. Gabriel Clemens averaged the same he did against Louis Williams, and he lost 4-0. It wasn't at the races. Actually, Johnny Clayton, he had 102 average, and he missed so many doubles. What I noticed about him, he could not hit double 20 or double 10. The minute he got double 16, pinned it. Like, if you're on 56, if I'm Johnny Clayton, I'm trying for triple 8. And if you hit single 8, you go double 6 or 16, double 16. Like, stay away from the double top. He couldn't hit double top to save his life today. Think about it, 102 average, and he missed doubles. Jesus. That sets up the Johnny Clayton, Michael Smith. Now, I know I got a comment earlier about Michael Smith and my thoughts on Michael Smith. Here's my thoughts on Michael Smith. He says he doesn't pipe up, but he pipes. He complains about not being in the Premier League. The thing about Michael Smith is he just doesn't hit doubles in the clutch. That's just what he is. He should have won the Masters, missed doubles. Peter Wright came in and took it. Played Van Gerwen in the World Final, missed doubles, let Van Gerwen take it. Let's go back to the Grand Slam. Takes out Michael Van Gerwen like crazy, like dominates him. Has Peter Wright up, and Peter Wright comes out and just dominates. Now, granted, Peter Wright threw a silly average, 110, but Michael Smith had chances to stop the rot and miss doubles. This is what Michael Smith is. So, no, I don't put money on Michael Smith. You see, I didn't even bet on him. I don't bet on Michael Smith. I think Michael Smith is one of the most talented players you're ever going to see. He's certainly great to watch. You get a Michael Smith, Joe Cullen game, you're there for the long haul. That's going to be a beaut. A Michael Smith, Gary Anderson game, beauty games. He's got a good speed. He's got a good pace. I just don't understand why he's so terrible at doubles and pressure times. He just is. This is just what he is. Like, go through his matches. That's what happens to him. So, no, I won't put money on him. Now, someone did ask that I put money on someone for an outright win. I did. Daryl Gurney, I only put $5. But I loved his odds. I think Daryl Gurney's a fantastic player. We're going to talk about that today when I get into my predictions. But I didn't want to take Wright, Van Gerwen, Price. I personally think when I did my predictions, I had Gurney get to the semifinals and losing to Wright. But when you take a look at the odds, Gurney, I think he was paying like 33-1. Like, please. I don't expect to hit it again because I expect him to make a run. I expect him to do really, really well in this tournament. And we'll see how that goes. Michael Smith did have great odds at the beginning, but you think about what Michael Smith's going to have to do. He's going to have to go through Johnny Clayton, Gerwin Price, and if he does that, then I like him in the semifinals. But going through Johnny Clayton and Gerwin Price ain't no easy task. So, no, I didn't put any money on Michael Smith. How far do I think he can go? He could get to the final. There's no doubt he could get to the final. I just don't think you're playing Johnny Clayton consistent. If Johnny Clayton hits the doubles and goes double 16, hits the doubles like he normally does, hits it at 44%, 45%, Smith doesn't have a chance. So Smith to get by Johnny Clayton is going to have to survive doubles. He's now playing longer sets. If you've watched what Gerwin Price has done to Michael Smith in tournaments, it's not pretty. He destroys him. So no, I don't like Michael Smith getting there. I think he's got a chance to get through Johnny Clayton and get to that quarterfinal against Gerwin Price, but I don't like him past that. Okay, let's get into the matchups for tomorrow. And yes, I have some bets, so I'll be sharing that with you. There's certainly some value for me tomorrow. I got a 4-team parlay, which actually combines into Wednesday. And I'm hoping all the games go off, obviously, with no COVID tests. Obviously, that would be affecting that. And then I've got one single bet that I've got tomorrow, and then I'm going to save another single bet for Wednesday. But here's the matchups for tomorrow. Mervyn King against Steve Lennon, your first matchup. Again, consistency against someone who can score and not consistent. I'm going to take consistency every single time. I think Mervyn King's due for a really good game. He hasn't had one yet. I like to think he's going to fire one in there. I like him pretty big, actually. So I'm going to take him to win 4-1. He will also be part of my parlay, and I'll get into that parlay afterwards. Next game up, this is your match of the day. Your match is going to be fantastic. You've got Danny Noppert against Ryan Searle, and I'm going against the Boyle on this one. I don't like the way that Searle's been talking about wanting Noppert because I want to beat him 4-0, and I think Noppert don't care. If Searle hits double 20, I'm going to look like a fool. I'm going to look like a damn fool because Searle could beat him 4-0, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But I've seen Noppert. I've seen him go. Noppert's going to hit 180s, and he's just more consistent hitting the doubles. But if Searle pops Searle reminds me of, I know he practiced with Gary Anderson. He reminds me of Gary Anderson. If Gary Anderson's hitting double top, just lay down your money and it's over. It's done. Game, set, and match. And Searle can do that. Searle can just pop double 20s. I didn't like how he was doing the double 20s in his previous game. If he pops double 20, again, I'm going to come off looking like a moron. But I'm seeing extra sets here. I'm seeing a lot of pressure. I like Danny Noppert to win this one. I'm probably the only one in the world that likes Danny Noppert to win this one. I don't like it enough to put any money on it. But I'm going to call a bit of an upset here. And I'm going to call Danny Noppert to win 4-3. And again, it'll be a doozy. I think it'll be a great game. Next matchup, Joe Cullen, Martin Kleermacher. It's going to be played at a fantastic pace. This game could go 7 sets and it'll be done in 30 minutes. It's just going to be a great pace. Lots of 180s. I just think, again, if Kleermacher hits doubles, he never does. So I don't see where he's going to start hitting doubles all of a sudden. Joe Cullen, you just hope that he plays. Like, Joe Cullen, he's talked about Premier League. He's got the best chance to get to a semifinal that I've ever seen. He wins this game. He plays James Wade, who I would suggest of the top 4 seeds is the one you want. Then he's going to get either Mervyn King, Steve Lennon, or Raymond Smith. And he's into the semifinals. Change that around to his buddy Michael Smith, who's got to play Johnny Clayton and Gerwin Price. Now he's going to get Kleermacher, James Wade, and one of Steve Lennon, Mervyn King, or Raymond Smith. And you tell me who's got the easier route. If Joe Cullen doesn't get to the semifinals in this one, take the Premier League, take it, put it on a tee, give it a swat, and stop talking ever again. Joe Cullen cannot have a better route to the... He just can't. It can't be designed better for him. So I like Joe Cullen to win this one. But if he loses it, Joe, shut the up about any Premier League or anything else, because you're never going to have a better opportunity. The stars have aligned for you in this draw. Aligned. They didn't align for Michael Smith. They aligned for you to at least get to the semifinal. And if you get to the semifinal, you got a chance to go in the Premier League. If you lose to Martin Kleermacher tomorrow, please stop talking. I like Cullen to win this one 4-2. He's also part of my parlay. We'll get into the afternoon games. Here's where I'm going to put my bet. My single bet, no parlay. I like Daryl Gurney over Rob Cross. I have liked how Daryl Gurney's played for the last couple months. Consistent. When he loses, he's losing because someone destroys him. Like, just plays well to beat him. Rob Cross, he's got the big win over Van Barneveld. Now he's got to do another big win. I just don't see it. I see Daryl Gurney playing consistent. You know, Daryl Gurney owes Rob Cross a shot after the World Match Play a couple years ago or 3 years ago. I just think Gurney's set for a run here. I like him to get to, as I said, I picked him to get the semifinals. I like him to go deep. He's got a tough match here, and then he's probably going to get Gary Anderson next. It's not going to be easy for him, but I do like Gurney's game. I like the way he played last year in the World Championship. He nearly took out Gerwin Price. I'm taking Gurney, and I'm going to lay the money down on Gurney. The odds that I'm getting for Gurney right now is plus 137. I would have liked to get a little bit better than that, but I'm going to still take that bet. Daryl Gurney to beat Rob Cross. Next one up, Peter Wright, Damon Hedda. Damon Hedda has a shot. I think of all the top 3 seeds, you talk about Van Gerwen, Price. You saw what happened to Price today in MVG. Wright's the one that I don't know what to expect out of him. I just don't. She might change darts, for God's sake. He did last year in the tournament and lost to Gabriel Clemens. Het is that consistent. He's going to be 90 to 95. But I don't, if Bright shows up, Het doesn't have a shot. If the match play Wright shows up, no one's got a shot. If the Players' Championship at the end, finals, shows up, Het doesn't have a shot. Matter of fact, he beat Het in the Players' Championship. I like Wright in this one. I don't think it's going to be an easy slog. I think it's going to be a little tension. There's going to be a little drama. But I like Wright to win this one 4-2. And the last one up, hopefully he gets to play Michael Van Gerwen against Chris Dobie. Before the tournament starts, I had Dobie, Michael Van Gerwen. I had Michael Van Gerwen winning it, but I thought Dobie would give him a shot. What I saw in the second round with Dobie, you don't have a shot. Van Gerwen will take this one. I think he'll be, so the way I had it lined up was a Luke Humphrey, Daryl Gurney quarterfinal. So, you know, it still could happen, I guess, but I'm liking Michael Van Gerwen to win this one over Dobie a little bit more handily. I think he's still going to lose a couple sets, so I'm going to take Michael Van Gerwen and win this one 4-2. Again, not part of my parlay. So let's get into the bets. I already told you, Daryl Gurney plus 137 over Rob Cross. I've got that down. And I've got a 14 parlay. And my parlay is Mervyn King, Joe Cullen, Peter Wright, and Gary Anderson tomorrow over Ian White. And that pays plus 237, which I like those odds. So I put some dollars down on that. And again, that is Mervyn King, Gary Anderson, Peter Wright, and Joe Cullen to win all their games. I like that bet. And it plays plus 237. I'm pretty happy about it. And then my one-game matchup, Daryl Gurney to beat Rob Cross. Hope everyone enjoys the darts. Hopefully I do well tomorrow, and hopefully every game plays. Please, negative test. That's what you want to hear tomorrow. All right, cheers, everyone. Bye.